Well, hello. I tried earlier to do a live broadcast. Of course, there's one thing. Well, there were two things. First of all, I couldn't see what I was doing because the phone would not let me record coming at me. So I had to put it in backwards. So I couldn't see what was going on. And then I had to start it without really knowing if I'd started it. And then, of course, I forgot to tell the phone that it should not shut off after 3 minutes, which it did. So there was a little bit. So I don't know why that still has not been working. As I still can't get it to work on the latest and greatest iPhone 4S. And now, by the way, when the going gets tough, the tough do dishes. So I've got a bunch of stuff here, but I seem to have lost my it's in the bottom. It's under Santa. Anyway, I had lots of cool things to watch before, including I had a mug. Actually, I had two mugs from Earl Haig, and I had another one from Lawrence Park Collegiate Institute, where I used to be up until redeployment in 2003. So actually, I've now been at Earl Haig a little bit longer than I was at Lawrence Park. Hard to believe. Well, I guess not for you. But, oh, by the way, when you put knives into the water, try and remember where you put them so you don't accidentally grab hold of the wrong part. I don't even know what this knife is used for, but I will rinse it and put it away, and probably again I'll find it dirty. Anyway, yes, Lawrence Park Collegiate Institute, I started in 1991. I was there until March, just after the March break of 2003. So, that's about 12 years or so. And I think that's a bread knife. But of course, most bread comes already sliced. So why do we need that? Anyway, so yes, Lawrence Park was quite a place. It was a lot smaller than Earl Haig Secondary School. But certainly it had a lot of characters. There were not nearly as many optional classes there. I mean, one of the big ones was typing, otherwise known as keyboarding. But, yes, and I think the school population was maybe half, if so, or so thereabouts. I mean, school populations fluctuate depending on, well, how many kids there are. Oh dear, this one, I don't throw many things out, but I might throw this knife out. There is some staining on it, or something is stuck on there. Well, either that, or I'll put it in the other sink and try again later with it. And if it has to go, it has to go. I will put it with my collection of strange scrap metal that I send away, or there's a depot not far from here, and I just fling it all in the bin because, of course, it's good to recycle. Mind you, there was another thing. Oh, it's a fork. There was another thing I spoke about in the video that never happened. And talk about recycling and reusing. Let me tell you about a company that was way ahead of its time, although I don't think they are anymore. Behold the mug. Isn't it lovely? Cheers. Anyway, on the bottom, I don't know if you can see it, it says, maybe you can't. Anyway, it says Billy B. Just trust me, it says Billy B. And that is what they sold honey in. It had a lid on it of some sort, and I guess it had a label of some sort that came off, I guess. Anyway, but in the end, when you were all done with the honey, you had a mug with a handle, and they obviously last pretty well because I've still got this one. Actually, I had another one, but it's funny, when you want to find something, you never can. There's a fine student of Earl Haig who is going off to do all kinds of wonderful things in the world, which I knew there was no doubt that she would, but a big part of it is she is concerned about the bees, as we all should be, because we need bees. And they do pollinating of crops and things and flowers and trees and fruit and all kinds of things. If we don't have bees, we're in trouble. Anyway, wasps are another matter. I don't like wasps. Wasps can sting you and sting you and sting you and sting you, and then they just fly off. Ha ha ha. Bees, if they sting you, which is a tragedy, they get one shot at it, and they die. So hopefully, if they're going to sting somebody, it's because they're trying to mess with the hive or do something else terrible that they would give their life up for. But anyway, just yesterday, out in front of the house here, I have a lot of purple flowers. Why do I have purple flowers? Well, it was sort of an accidental thing, but when I told Aunt B, who was just graduating, that I got purple flowers, she told me that bees can actually see purple flowers better than others. Did I know this? No. Why did I get the purple flowers? They were on sale. I have varying degrees of purple. Anyway, so just yesterday I was outside with Andrew, and there was a bumblebee going from flower to flower. And I pointed it out and said, "Ooh, look, it's a bumblebee. We need those bees." And we do. Remember I was talking about things, as I do. There was a glass from I had a glass from Earl Haig, and I had a glass from Lawrence Park. Well, maybe next time. Anyway, one of the Lawrence Park traditions, it's funny how every school has its own little thing, was that the graduating class would get some sort of glassware signifying their graduation. And at that point it was their long, hard journey of, 4 or 5 years, mostly 5, sometimes 4. And sometimes, they got all kinds of different glasses, and every year they would come to me worried that because they got a glass that is symbolically used, there's another bad thing. But that's the thing. Anyway, symbolically used for alcohol, that the administration might get upset. So this year in particular was 1999, and they got kind of beer mugs. But other years they got shot glasses and other such things. And at that point in time, back then when we had grade 13, most people at graduation, not all, but most people, had attained the ripe old age of 19. And so the consumption of alcohol, although is always a concern, was no longer a legal matter. So, anyway, they would always worry and basically self-censor them more than they needed to. And in the end, they'd get a cool glass. It would be etched or engraved or whatever. Actually, one of the neatest things they ever did there at Lawrence Park was the prom tickets one year were keychains. And they were metal, and they had the logo, and they said, whatever year and whatever, and that was your ticket to get into the prom. And I'm sure that somewhere, a lot of somewheres, those still live. By the way, I do not like doing dishes. but we have a dishwasher. No, not me. But there's a solenoid, I believe it's called, in there that opens, kind of like, you know, when you're doing a washing machine thing and you tell it to go, there's a valve inside that opens up to let the water go in. Anyway, the dishwasher doesn't do that anymore. So I will get that looked at. But anyway, yes, I don't like doing dishes, but they must be done. Woo. So, and I remember hearing the old things on TV shows, you wash, I'll dry. Well, I wash, and I put them in a thing over here, and they dry at their own good time. Anyway, if you think I have a lot of cutlery, yeah, I do. It's we got a little backed up on cutlery, and actually, I think, as stunning as this might sound, when I get it all sorted and cleaned and figured, I might even get rid of some. Can you imagine? Like the things that maybe are, I don't know, ugly, or don't match anything, or whatever. I mean, if they're, like the one I showed you that had, I don't know what it is, but there's something on there dark that I couldn't get off. If I can't get it off, then I don't feel bad about tossing that into a recycle bin. Not a recycle bin, sorry. There are so many different things. The metal bin at the recycling center for metal, where they get all kinds of things tossed in there, big and small. So, whereas other things, if I find that I have too much or unmatching things or whatever, I'll probably take them to Goodwill, because you never know what somebody else might need, or if they're just missing one thing, or if they're new to the country and they have nothing. And there are people who come to this country, refugees and other such, mostly refugees, who really have nothing. Nothing, nothing, nothing. And sometimes, I've seen it over there, where people who are brand new to the country, actually somehow there's a deal worked out with Goodwill and others that they can come and get certain necessities, or I'm not sure if it's up to a certain amount, or, you know, the kind of things, I don't know, but anyway, at least they can get started on their new life in Canada. And who in the world, once in a while, doesn't need a good fork? I think that one's alright. Anyway, so yeah, Goodwill's a good, I mean, secondhand stores in general are good, although I like Goodwill better than Value Village. Value Village, it's funny, I've seen stuff in there where the prices just seem to be going up, which means I think they're getting a little on the greedy side, because, I mean, some of their money goes to, I guess, the Canadian diabetes, and that's a good thing. But I don't know what percentage it is, and I don't know. I get all kinds of good things from thrift stores now and again, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, you have to look at it carefully, make sure it works. I mean, I'm filming this now on an iPhone 4S, and one thing that are really a hit around the secondhand store now are all those docking stations that were made for iPods, and yeah, well, iPod, like it had the oh, there's a fork with something nasty on it next to it. Anyway, the original charging sort of long thing, rather than the short plug there is now. There were lots of docking stations so that you could hear it and use it as a radio and all kinds of things. They will charge, in most cases, an iPhone that has that kind of plug. although they may not recognize it as something they can do anything with because they didn't exist when they came out. So they are often found there. I had one that I quite liked because then I could put it as the alarm for the morning and turn up the volume and have the really loud alarm thing, and then it would be louder still, and there was no way that wasn't going to wake me. But something wonky happened with the cord or the connection inside, which I haven't had a chance to look at, so I found another one. I think it was $12.99, and it looked like it hadn't even been out of the box. And it will not charge the iPhone, unfortunately, but it does recognize and is very, very pleased with an iPod. And as it happens, my wife had and has one of the very old, I'm not sure if they're the original iPods, but they're about the size of an iPhone. And they had, I think they had a little hard drive in them. Anyway, I think it's 80 gigabytes or something of that nature. And I'm very careful never to drop it. Anyway, so it's very happy to dock there. And I will use that. There's a beep, which is not very impressive, and you can use the radio. I don't think you can use the iPod for the alarm, but it's alright. The radio, very loud, will be fine. And I have other ways of charging the iPhone 4S. By the way, the iPhone 4S, there's no end to this cutlery. I had a 4S, and then it stopped working with Wi-Fi. So, what did I do? Oh, I got a 5S, that was all fine and dandy, but then it took a bath. And so Andrew came to me and said, I dropped your phone in the bath. And I said, did you take it out? And he said, no. So, anyway, it was dead. So then I went back to the other 4S that we had, because we upgraded at the same time. Stephanie's worked okay. But then I got a different battery because it needed it, and then it stopped working. I'm not sure why. So I looked online and I found somebody who had a 64 gigabyte 4S. And I pondered, do I want to go backwards again? Do I really? I said, yeah, for that much memory, I will. So here I am on the 4S. Now, since then, the 4S has been broken, the screen has been replaced, the battery has been replaced, and right now the screen is broken again. But I do still sort of like it, although it won't work with the Facebook live thing for some reason pointing at me. So I will probably wait until our contract is up and upgrade. But in the meantime, I'll keep it rolling along. Let's see, I think I might finally be getting to the end. Oh, my hands are wet, but also, I must be getting old, because this one, it's not shaky, but it has a tingle. Maybe a kind of carpal tunnel. Ooh. Anyway, usually shaking it helps. Oh, there's a big knife. I feel it. Oh yeah. But it didn't get me. I knew it was out there somewhere. There it is. Yes. And once again, oh, there's a dirty spot on that. Oh dear. I don't know what this knife is for. I think it's maybe for cutting meat, but it's not rust, it's just something. I don't know what. So I'm going to take this is a fine little blue thing, and I'm going to gently scrub it. It's very close to the edge, and I really don't want to cut myself. And that might be taking it off a little bit. Ooh. But not very much. There is one other secret weapon that I keep around here, but that's not it. Let me see if it's in here. I don't see it. But it's called, Oh, getting hot. It's called a magic eraser. And right now it's magically not here. Unless it's hiding. No, it's not here. So, I'm going to plunk that one down there. And look at that. But a magic eraser, oh, that's not what I want. A magic eraser is really, it is magic. There have been times when I've been trying to get stuff off of something. Like, I had a monitor from the old Commodore days that somebody had written in a Sharpie or some other permanent marker on, and I put all kinds of cleansers on that thing and let it soak in as much as I could and wipe it off, and then it would get a little bit dimmer, and then I do it again and get a little bit dimmer, but it never go away. And then, it's funny, I really heard about the magic eraser because there was an ad for them that I tried out to be in, but didn't get it because I was too good looking, of course. But anyway, I thought, oh, interesting that. So I did get one. So the ad, I saw the ad, but it wasn't the ad that got me to buy one. It was the fact that I might have been in the ad. So I got a magic eraser, and I tried putting it onto the monitor, onto that marker that I had tried probably 10 different times to get to go away. And I basically, although this is not a magic eraser, I basically went 1, 2, 3, and it was gone. Gone, gone, gone. So, magic erasers, they may not be magic, but they sure clean things up nice that otherwise will torment you till the end of time. Speaking of tormenting to the end of time, well, I'm getting hot in here, and it seems the cutlery for the moment is done. So I did some more before. I'm just going to move a couple things to the other drainer, and then with great care so as not to cut myself, I will put things to dry, because I don't know if I said this before, but you know, some people say, I'll wash, you dry. Well, if I leave these things here till later today or maybe tomorrow, they'll magically be dry. And there's, I don't know how many I've done here, but there's a lot. And then, of course, sometimes they try and fall out, especially when you have too many, which I do. So there is the end of the cutlery. I now, getting hot in here. Oh, I think I'll just, oh no, I'm not, no. I'm not taking the shirt off. Oh, by the way, as you can see, I'm a party animal. Not really, though. Anyway, if anybody's having a birthday today, way to go. You made it another year. And if you're having a birthday some other time, way to go. You made it another year. We got these a couple of years ago, and Andrew has one, I had one, and I think Andrew's cousin, and we were all born on the same day, also has one. So right now, I'm going to let you hear, by the way, this sink here, I got a thing, I'll talk about that more later, but I'm just going to let the water out. Here it goes. Whoa! Some of it kind of shoots up as it drains gracefully away and takes all the yuckiness. And then I have a dish, I don't know what it is, a big white thing that holds lots of water. That was where I was rinsing. And I'm going to dump all that in here. Ooh. Whoosh. And down it goes. So, as they say, it's a glamorous life, and to be life, some dishes must fall, but hopefully they don't fall too far. Anyway, I was going to do this live on Facebook, so I could say hi to people and other such things, but it wouldn't work, so I recorded it for your viewing pleasure. I think I better go down.